And since the area the drone landed in is known to be frequented by piranha and caiman that can grow up to 18 feet in length, I opted not to wade into the marsh for a better look. But how did we get here? Since I gave up my crazy corporate life in 2021, I've been doing a lot of travel with my amazing travel buddy and lovely wife. I eventually stopped bringing drones, DSLRs, 360 cameras and other assorted camera equipment because frankly it was heavy, expensive and took too long to set up. It didn't seem fair to have everyone sitting around waiting for me, so I now just mostly bring my phone. So when the DJI Neo came out, it seemed like a perfect solution. It was small, lightweight enough to go into a backpack, and it didn't need a controller. You could pull it out, select one of the quick shot modes, grab the shot and have it back in the bag in no time. It also had the advantage of being relatively cheap, and since some of the areas I was planning on using it were often a bit dodgy, it seemed like it was a good possibility that I would lose one. So I bought one. And when I was buying it, I was offered DJI Care, including flyaway coverage for $22, and given the intended use, I figured that was worth the investment. So what happened? Well, before we start, let's be clear and say I'm not blaming DJI. Their sheet that comes with it clearly states that flying over water might confuse the downward sensors. That said, they say that about most of their other drones, and I've literally done that hundreds of times without anywhere near such extreme reactions. But I can't say I wasn't warned. So we found ourselves on a small boat in the middle of the Amazon jungle. I thought it'd be a great idea to pop the drone up, put it away from the boat a little bit and get a nice pic of everyone on the boat. I placed it on the deck, connected the app using Wi-Fi on my phone. I had to fly it manually because that's the only way you can take photos with it, since all of the automated modes are designed for video. I took off and used the little on-screen sticks to move it about 10 feet off the back of the boat at about 15 feet in the air. I looked down at my phone to switch over to the photo mode, and when I looked back, the drone had moved over to the side of the boat. That's odd, I thought. I tried to move it back to the back of the boat again, and it really wasn't behaving normally. It would move a bit, but then it would do its own thing again. Figuring it might be the water, I tried to move it higher, but it was now just not responding. It moved further away, climbed a bit, hovered for a few seconds more, climbed a lot more, and then it took off like a bat out of hell in a full speed orbit of the boat, moving further away and lower at a frightening rate of speed. At this point I had zero control. Nothing I did with the virtual sticks did anything. Eventually, the widening and lowering orbit took it into an area of deep marshy brush at the edge of the pond we were on. We moved the boat over there to see if we could find the drone, and we could hear the drone, but we couldn't see it. And since the area the drone landed in is known to be frequented by piranha and caiman that can grow up to 18 feet in length, I opted not to wade into the marsh for a better look. I knew I had a flyaway available to me, so I took it. I was a bit shocked to find that the replacement cost when using the flyaway was $89, and if you add in the $22 for the original insurance, that's more than half the cost of a new one, which seemed a bit high. But I bought it and sold it. What did I learn? Well, to be honest, it didn't really work as I'd hoped, although it was close. First, all of the automated modes were set up for video. I'd love a mode where it took off, hovered, allowed you to frame a pic from about 30 feet away, and then came back after the pic was taken, but sadly that doesn't exist. Second, it really didn't handle the wind very well. So for example, I tried doing orbits and boomerang shots in very light wind, and you could see it noticeably slowing down and speeding up in the video. So it really wasn't for me. It may be good for some other people, but I'll stick with proper drones from now on. And if you have a Neo, do yourself a favor, keep it away from the water. Well, I hope you found that useful. As always, I love to hear from you, so feel free to leave a comment or a question. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.